Welcome back to HaloShift, where we peer into the future and dissect the tech that's shaping our tomorrow. If you're fascinated by what's next in the world of innovation, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss the shift. For centuries, the restaurant has been a place of human artistry and human connection. A place where a chef's skill, a server's warmth, and the simple act of sharing a meal with another person create a unique experience. But what if the next great restaurant didn't have a chef? What if every meal was cooked with perfect, unwavering precision by a robotic arm and printed on a 3D food printer? Today, we're diving deep into the next monumental leap in the food industry. Robotic restaurants and 3D printed meals will explore the convergence of robotics, AI, and food science that is completely revolutionizing how food is prepared and served. We'll break down the technology that makes this possible, from AI-powered robotic chefs to printers that can create personalized, nutrient-perfect meals. And we'll confront the profound and unsettling questions this raises about the future of human labor, the very definition of a meal, and whether a machine can ever truly be an artist. Get ready to shift your perspective on what a restaurant can be. The traditional restaurant industry, for all its charm, is an incredibly difficult business. It's built on razor-thin margins, grueling hours, and a constant struggle with labor shortages, inconsistency, and food waste. A dish might taste a little different on a busy night because the chef is rushed. A waiter might make a mistake. The human element, while often what we love, is also the source of its greatest challenges. This is the problem that automation is designed to solve. It's a vision of a food service industry that is a symphony of perfect, repeatable actions, where consistency is guaranteed, waste is minimized, and the cost of operation is slashed. This isn't a future of science fiction, it's a future that is already being built today in restaurants across the globe. The global kitchen robotics market is projected to exceed $10 billion by 2030, and the machines are already here. This new kind of restaurant is powered by three key technological pillars. First, robotic chefs. These are not clunky, industrial machines. They are highly sophisticated robotic arms that can perform complex culinary tasks with incredible precision. A robotic arm from a company like Miso Robotics can perfectly flip burgers, stir sauce, or operate a fryer, with a level of speed and consistency no human could ever match. This is Miso's Flippy, the robotic fry station that is already in use at chains like White Castle and Jack in the Box, cooking fries, wings, and tacos faster and more consistently than ever before. Other robots, like those from Serve Robotics, are handling the delivery, bringing meals directly to your door with level 4 autonomy. These robots are not just tools, they are the new line cooks and delivery drivers, tireless and unflappable. Second, 3D food printing. This is where food moves from an art form to a science. A 3D food printer works by extruding food-grade ink sap purees, gels, and other malleable ingredients layer by layer to create a complex, three-dimensional shape. This technology is already being used to create intricate, beautiful desserts that would be impossible to make by hand. But its true power lies in its ability to personalize food. A 3D food printer can create a meal with a precise nutritional profile, adding or removing specific vitamins, proteins, or carbohydrates to meet a customer's exact dietary needs or preferences. For people with dysphagia or difficulty swallowing, it can create meals that are soft and easy to eat, but still visually appealing and nutrient-dense. It can create food that is not just delicious, but perfectly engineered for you. Finally, there's the AI and automation that ties it all together. AI is the brain of the robotic restaurant. It handles everything from taking an order and managing inventory to optimizing the robotic workflow. AI-powered chatbots can take your order in the drive-thru with eerily good accuracy, while a larger AI system, like those from companies like Presto, can predict demand, track food waste, and coordinate the actions of a dozen different robotic arms to produce a dozen different dishes at the same time, with perfect timing. It is a kitchen run with mathematical precision, where every action is a perfect, repeatable process. So, what does a dining experience in this new world of automation actually look like? It's a world where the customer is at the center of a seamless, highly personalized journey. Imagine you walk into a restaurant of the future. There's no host, no wait staff. You're presented with a holographic menu that you can interact with using voice commands or hand gestures. You're not just choosing a dish, you're customizing it. You can specify the exact amount of protein, the specific herbs you want, and even the calorie count. The AI, which has access to your health data, might even make a recommendation for you. The order goes straight to the kitchen, which is a sterile, glass-enclosed space where robotic arms are moving in perfect harmony. One arm is searing a piece of salmon with perfect timing, while another is assembling a salad. In a separate part of the kitchen, a 3D food printer is at work, creating a complex, beautiful garnish from a beet puree, or perhaps creating the protein itself, a piece of steak made from plant-based ingredients printed to have the perfect texture and marbling. When the meal is ready, a small service robot silently glides out of the kitchen and brings your dish to the table. There's no waiting for a bill. The payment is automatically processed through your phone. The entire experience is fast, efficient, and perfectly consistent. Every time you order that meal, it will taste and look exactly the same. The human element, with all its beautiful flaws, has been replaced with the cold, perfect logic of a machine, but this beautiful, automated reality is built on a foundation of code, and that brings us to the profound ethical questions we must confront. First and foremost is the issue of job displacement. The most obvious and pressing concern is what happens to the millions of chefs, line cooks, waiters, and kitchen staff whose jobs are being automated. The entire food service industry is built on human labor. When robots and AI can perform these tasks more efficiently and at a lower cost, what happens to the people? This is not just a technological shift, it's a social and economic upheaval, and we don't have a good answer for it yet. Then there's the question of the loss of art and human connection. Is food an art form, or is it just a problem to be optimized? For many of us, food is a cultural experience. It's the unique flavors that a specific chef brings to a dish, the family recipes passed down through generations, and the social ritual of sharing a meal. A robotic restaurant, for all its efficiency, is a sterile, impersonal experience. It removes the human heart from the kitchen and the dining room, and in doing so, it might remove what makes a meal truly special. We also have to consider the uncanny valley of food. What is the psychological impact of eating a meal that feels too perfect? A dish with perfectly symmetrical ingredients, a steak with an unnatural, uniform texture. Does a machine-made meal feel as satisfying as a meal cooked by a human hand, with all its beautiful imperfections? And how do we regulate food safety in a kitchen run by robots? These machines can operate at high speeds and temperatures, and if they malfunction, the risk of contamination or fire could be immense. And finally, there's the philosophical question of what a meal even is. If our food is a perfectly engineered, scientifically formulated product, what happens to our relationship with food? Does it become just another commodity, devoid of history, culture, and love? We have to ask ourselves if we want a world of perfect, consistent meals, or if we are willing to accept the flaws of human art for the sake of its soul. The convergence of robotics, 3D printing, and AI is not just the next step in food service. It's a paradigm shift. It's a move from a world of human-made meals to a world of machine-made meals. It's a move from a world where we experience food to a world where we consume it. The restaurant of the future is here. It's a future that promises unprecedented efficiency, customization, and a level of consistency we can only dream of today. But it's also a future that forces us to reevaluate our most cherished beliefs about labor, art, and the very nature of human connection. The lines between what is cooked and what is coded are blurring, and we are only at the very beginning of the story. So, would you eat a meal cooked by a robot? Or do you believe that a human chef is something that a machine can never truly replace? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the future of food, smash that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to HaloShift so you don't miss the next big shift. This is HaloShift and the future is already cooking.